Hey guys, welcome back. And today, I'm going to be taking you on a wild ride. Perhaps one of the wildest I've ever been on. And that ride is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Did Paul Tremblay have to do us like this? No. But he chose to, and I'm here for it. I kicked and screamed the whole way through, but I'm so happy to be on the other side. So what I'm going to do for this review is, at first, I'm going to go over a little of the synopsis, give you a taste of what the story's about with no spoilers, give you a review with no spoilers. Then I'm going to go into a reading vlog, and then at the end, go into a spoiler-heavy review. I am going to go heavy spoilers into that part, so here's your warning to not watch the end of the video. So please comment. You can like and subscribe to this video if you feel so inclined. Tell me if you like this book, something else that you enjoyed, or maybe something that had a similar vibe to it, because I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I gave it 5 out of 5. I loved it. I had an incredible journey reading this book. I could not stop reading it. I was at the pool for 4.5 hours doing nothing. I wasn't swimming. I was just reading ferociously. So as far as synopsis goes, I really do suggest going into this book knowing as little as possible, because I think that really lends to the experience, because the unknown leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds fear, which is really at the base of this novel. But in the beginning, we are following 3 characters. They're a family. So it's going to be Eric and Andrew, who are a gay couple living in the States, and they have an adopted Chinese daughter who's almost 8 years old, named Win. And they are all so beautiful. Ugh, the characters are really fleshed out so well. And I mean, hats off to Paul Tremblay. He did such a fantastic job. But they are in a vacation cabin in the middle of nowhere. And Win is outside catching grasshoppers. And a stranger walks up to her out of nowhere and starts having a conversation with her. He tries to get to know her. She's trying to get to know him. He's trying to build trust with her, and then out of nowhere, 3 more strangers walk out of the woods carrying purge-like weapons. And what he says to her, "Your dads won't want to let us in, Win, but they have to. Tell them they have to. We are not here to hurt you. We need your help to save the world. Please." And I want you to really digest that sentence, because not only does it sound very apocalyptic, does it sound very occult, does it sound very purge, but also that he is trying to reason with her, and he's trying to be kind, and he's saying, please, please understand. And that's a big theme through this book, is kindness and rationality and the desperate desire to be believed. So as far as a spoiler-free review goes, I did give this book 5 out of 5. I did put it on one of my favorite books of all time list on Goodreads. I adored it. I thought it was incredibly well paced. I thought that the emotions behind what was happening, the emotions of the characters, the emotions of the experience, of the moment, of the unknown, were so well perceived, were so well written. I think that the first chapter, the conversation between Win and Leonard, who is a stranger that approaches her, is so well done. You really feel so deeply unsettled reading this book. And I will also say that that is the main feeling. It is not necessarily that you're scared. I was never scared reading this book, but I was continuously nervous. I spent the entire book questioning what was happening and what would happen. And I loved that. I suggest it, especially if you like things that have a little horror, have a little occult, maybe have a little religion. So that would be the review I would give it. I think it was incredibly well written. I thought it was intriguing. It was deep. It's only 270 pages, and it has left me thinking for so long. I finished this book over 24 hours ago, and I have thought of little else other than this book. I have talked about it to so many people who have no idea what I'm talking about. It's good. So for the people who have not read this book yet, that is going to end the non-spoilery part of this video. But again, thank you so much for watching. And now we are going to go into the spoilery section right after the reading vlog. Okay. First chapter in. I'm disturbed. I'm intrigued. I'm unsettled. I'm confused. I'm loving this. I'm only 25 pages in. That's enough. I'm hooked. Hook, line, sinker, all of them. First chapter. So I'm halfway through with the cabin at the end of the world. It's wild. It's wild. I am gripped. I am so gripped. I want to finish this, but it's 2 a.m. and I just can't do that. But it's so good. God bless Gabby from Gabby Reads for talking so much about this book because it's phenomenal. It's taken me on an entire ride, and I honestly, every time I think I might know if it's real or not, like, I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's just something that's going on in the book that as the audience, as the reader, you don't know if is really happening or not. And I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm leaning more toward yes now. Oh God, but they could twist it. I don't know. What is happening in this book? Okay. That was a lot. That book was a lot. Spoilers. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. What? What happened? It's so amazing. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the biggest spoiler. You never find out. You never find out. What happens? Paul Tremblay? Hey, what's up? Boy? What happened in your book? What was going on? He doesn't tell you. He never tells you. That's the biggest spoiler. You have no freaking idea what happened, what's happening, what's going to happen. You never find out. It's a very ambiguous ending. I think that's probably the biggest spoiler. It's ambiguous. It's whatever you thought was going to happen is what happened. So for me, the entire book was a giant allegory on faith and belief. And this is coming from somebody who is agnostic and loves to play devil's advocate. Eric is Catholic. Now, he is a semi-good Catholic. He goes to church twice a month. He considers himself not a Christmas Catholic. He doesn't just go on holidays. Now, he is married to Andrew, who is an atheist. And he's definitely a logical thinker, where Eric is an emotional thinker. They still love each other. And it's not that they love each other despite this. It's that they don't really care. They love each other enough that it doesn't bother them. But the events of this book cause it to be a rift between them. Now, one thing I will say about a good way to surmise the characters is that if you know anything about the Enneagram, I feel wholeheartedly that Eric is a phobic 6 and that Andrew is a 7-wing 8. Now, being those two Enneagrams, faith is a big conflict between those two personality types. If you don't know anything about Enneagrams, it's okay. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but if you want to talk about it, I love talking about Enneagrams. We can get into that. Something I thought Paul Tremblay really did so phenomenally was playing both sides of the fence. You never knew who to side with. At least for me, who loves playing devil's advocate, I never believed either of them. So as a reader, you don't know who to side with because things are happening that cannot be easily explained. So you want to side with Eric because are these people lying? This stuff doesn't make sense. This can't all be a coincidence. So you want to side with Eric that the apocalypse is coming. But then you look at Andrew, who does have a pretty reasonable reason why anything that somebody brings up is happening. He even has reasonable reasons why things that nobody's bringing up is happening. But they're not completely solid. So you want to side with Andrew because is this happening? What if it's not? You want to side with him, but you want to side with Eric, and you don't want to side with either of them. It's that you don't have the full picture, and you never get it. So you don't know who to believe. And if you believe one of them and not the other, you are sacrificing everything. If you believe Eric, one of them has to die. They have to shoot one of them, or they have to kill the other person. So if you believe Eric, yes, the world will be saved, but he either has to kill himself or he has to kill the man he loves. But if you believe Andrew, what if he's wrong? And he says this isn't happening, and then everybody dies. The ending of the book, where they just have this beautiful moment where they both agree to do nothing. And it's not that either of them win. It's that they both basically decide to Aaron Burr and wait for it and hold all their cards close to their chest and just see what happens. See which way the wind blows. Because he's like, yeah, you can kill me and you can kill yourself. If that's what you want, just do it. But we could just wait and keep marching on and see what happens. Because they've already lost. Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. So Wynn dies. Wynn dies. I literally just got goosebumps. Like, Wynn gets shot in the face. It's like, I thought it was going to happen, but then it happened. And I was not prepared. And it was sad. It was so sad. And the grief. I don't even want to talk about it. It was fucked up. It was really fucked up. Anyway, other than that, I will say that Paul Tremblay dealt with emotions so well in this book. They were realistic. It wasn't over the top emotions. It was so the realism of emotions, of doubt, of fear, of anxiety, of righteousness, of justice were so well done. Like all four of the strangers coming in there were so convinced that they were right. They were so convinced. Andrew was so incredibly convinced that he was right. Eric was the one who had the most doubt. And then he got more convinced that he was right. Or that they were right. And all of them fighting for what they believed in different ways. Like Redmond fought aggressively and assertively. Adrian even kind of fought assertively. Leonard fought with kindness and appeal of understanding. Sabrina also kind of fought for that because she wanted to do what was right. She wanted to do what was kind instead of doing what was right. I think that might be the best way to put it. She wanted to help them instead of helping the world, which was interesting. I found that beautiful. I found all of it beautiful. I mean, even the characters that pissed me off, I found beautiful. Anyway, I feel like I should go ahead and wrap it up here because I could talk about this book for hours. I have so many thoughts and so many feelings. And please, if you have read this book, comment or message me. I really want to talk about it. I'm so intrigued by this book. It left me with just depths and depths of conversation. And again, if you want to follow me on Goodreads or on Instagram, I will have those linked below. You could like this video or subscribe if you want to. And again, thank you so much for watching. This book has been a blast. This review has been a blast. And have a great day.